Rich neighborhood, man. Like it's simple and plain as that. I'm in a rich neighborhood. Cuz just flew past me in a Porsche. I can't even turn the camera around because I'm trying to find this Addy. But yeah, I mean, it's a Porsche behind me too. I wouldn't say rich, but if you can see that, like I never even seen this development right here. But everything close, probably close to a mil or better. And in this area, like that is rich, right? But I know some places in the U.S. that ain't nothing. But for out here, that's gonna get you something crazy. But anyway, saw the yard sale signs all week. I'm hitting. It's early, but it's not too early, and I'm not really too pressed because if it's there for me, it's there for me, right? What I'm looking for, especially a lot of people don't go for. So if it's there, like by 9 a.m., 10 a.m., it's there. In these rich neighborhoods, they got exactly what I'm looking for. So we're gonna see what's up, man. I mean, look at this joint. Nice. Mostly out here though is oh, there go the yard sale sign right there. And this was another development. I never, like I said, been back here, but I saw the other one that was on the way here. We're just gonna see they setting up now. We're gonna pop out. Let's see what's going on. I did Amazon, I did eBay, I did Shopify, I had brick and mortar businesses. Follow me right now, as my main objective every day is to try to make money from the stock market. I'm on the road to 3 million. This episode, I'm not sure what it is, but this is just an intro. And right now you can see me break down videos on here on my YouTube. Look at the books, check everything out, and be in touch. Message me through here, Twitter. Get up with me. It's going to be a phone number, an email, and we can talk about any subject, stocks, crypto, what we need to in business. Let's go. So as you can see, this is after the haul, man. Look at that gold. And look, this is so how y'all know I ain't capping. This is the same. This is my gold test kit that I brought with me, right? This is my magnet right here. But this joint I just grabbed, real gold. Real gold. It's fucking crazy. I gotta test this, but this is gold, right? So basically, right? Boom. So Gary Vee, and he's a multi-millionaire, I believe. You know what I mean? At least he has companies worth millions, techs, a whole bunch of stuff, right? Multimedia, branding, blah, blah, blah. So he's like telling people, oh, if I wanted to get from 10 to 100 right now, 1,000, or from whatever, 0 to 100K, I would yard sale, find the niche on the weekdays, and on the weekends yard sale, on eBay and blah, blah, blah. And I get it. I get where he's coming from. Like, you can make your money on there, right? On these platforms. You could have a whole resale business on the side. And the beauty of reselling is like a beauty and the curse. Because the curse of it is, especially in the beginning, you have to know what you're looking for, right? A person just commented to me, this woman and her husband were sitting in the garage. I'm at the yard sale part, like in their driveway. And I asked her, you got jewelry? You got any women's like gold or wedding engagement rings, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, nah, just that jewelry. It was like a box of some cheap stuff or whatever. She was like, that's so good that you know what you're looking for. It makes it easier, huh? And when she said that, obviously I knew that subconsciously. Like, I'm not just going there digging. I don't see gold. I do got a little technique. You don't want to just run straight to them and ask for their gold because they might look at you crazy. And if you do the next thing I'm about to tell you, you'll see why I mean that, right? But the pro of it is, once you know what you're looking for, if you're only on Legos, somebody just offered me on these Legos and tools. I don't know about tools other than the tools I use. Drills, screwdrivers, drill bits, blah, 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 power tools. He has all these other screws and small stuff. His dad owned a hardware store out in them big houses I put in the video, the beginning. So he is like, oh, give me 400. I told him, look, I basically middleman it for you. I know a spot. They'll probably buy it all and we'll go from there. I'm interested in your gold. But we're talking, 5-10 minutes before I push that on him, right? I'm not just coming to him and immediately saying, yo, let me buy your gold and diamonds. Nah, I'm walking into it. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, right? So he tells me, oh, well, call me later or just swing by. I'll be out here till 1 and I'll see what I could pull out the house for you gold-wise and see if we can make a deal on this stuff, right? But that's the pros. I told him straight up, $50. He has tables and tables of tools. I can actually probably pin it because I took pictures to send to my friend who has this pawn shop that we be doing business on some other stuff on sports cars, right? He loves tools and these are mostly brand new. It's tables of them. But long story short, to put in your mind, he's like, oh, they're worth 400 or 500, no question, on not on a resale, like to a reseller, right? So they're worth 1,000. He's like, but give me 400. I said, look, I don't mess with tools. I'm not gonna take years to sell these tools or whatever He said, shoot me an offer. I said, look, I don't want to disrespect your father's store. I told him straight up, I swear this just happened. He's like, all right, any offer. I said 50. Because think about it like this. It's just like with trading. If I know this stock is a good buy at 20, right? But I can buy it at 10. Why wouldn't I buy it at 10? Opposed to the opposite. It's a good buy at 20, but it's creeping up towards 30. Now the tables are turned. Now it has to go past 30 and keep moving, right? So anyway, we got that. Boom. I picked up those Jordans. My size, I could wear them if I wanted to. Some lows I probably wouldn't wear normally. She said 40 non-negotiable. She had all these nice suits out there from her husband, but they were like, you know what I mean, just not fitting me right. So I'm like, nah. And some of them were new, some were used. I was like, nah, I'm cool. Because I don't know to resell them, this and this. Again, same thing. Niche, I could put them on eBay. I could take them to these shops. But that's not how I do my resale business now. When I first started playing with reselling, yeah, I would sell anything that I thought could make money, which I understand that strategy. Now with me, I like to hone in on gold watches. You know what I mean? I'll tell y'all straight up, gold watches, some electronics. Like if they got certain PlayStations and stuff for so cheap, you can definitely make money, and you can make the money today on it. That's what I like about it. Like, it's not something that's gonna take you years to sell. You could sell it to GameStop for cash. You can see on your phone what GameStop will give you. I don't have a membership through them, but people that do, even on some other stuff, you literally put it through your phone and tell them the item, the condition, they'll tell you what they'll give you cash. So that's a good starting point, right? And plus, some people know a lot about games, way more than me, right? So if they're selling games cheap, that's a hit. I know speakers sell. I know there's a niche of that and a lane for that. I just don't mess with that. I don't know about it enough, right? Now, I have bought stuff like, when I had my store, I buy stuff from Best Buy all the time that was open box because it was just so cheap and I always needed a sound bar or, you know, or a new TV or monitor, blah, blah, blah. I would just buy it that way. But yard selling, I'm sharking, bro. I'm looking for chains, watches, you know, pendants. I bought this chain I've been had, but this pendant, I even got this at a yard sale, right? And this is just gold straight through. It's a silver pendant, right? Custom made. And I was like, oh, I looked at it a few times and I went and got my tester and just tested it right then and there. No shame in it, right? And they asked me like, oh, you resell? They had other stuff. I got another piece of gold from them. It was from like, I forget where it was from. Some stuff from Canada that wasn't gold. I remember that. It looked gold though. It was gold filled. But I got some stuff that was gold from them, right? And they had a whole table of jewelry that was like their in-laws that had passed or maybe whatever. But stuff they had no clue. Some stuff was marked, some stuff wasn't. I got a fat gold bar from them. I thought it was a number one salesman bar. It was all gold. And if you know, you know. Sometimes back in the day in America, and probably other places too, they wouldn't stamp them because it was like an award, so they didn't want it to be. But some companies would give solid gold, like not 24. It would be like 21, 18 karat, blah, 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 whatever around that area. So I grabbed it. I scratched it one time when I got home with the real thing, and that just went to whatever it was under there. It turned blue underneath there. But there was other stuff was real. In their mind, though, they're seeing the whole jewelry lot. Like, if I can get 200, I'm taking it. That specific family, funny story. That specific family, they told me that they got a, the last year's garage sale. They told me that they had a jewelry guy come and buy everything from them for like, or no, they took it to him because what they didn't sell, he gave them like 400. When this woman described to me the amount of gold, not even the style, not the jewelry, not nothing. When she told me the amount of gold was like half a shoebox. So we're talking about probably 3 ounces, right? Of chains and rings and broke. She was like, oh, they were all broken, mostly the earrings. And I was just thinking in my head, like, because she said, oh, they were broken, but the pieces were in the back. That's how I could see it was kind of junk. And I'm thinking in my head, this woman is literally thinking that 3 ounces of gold is junk. I mean, we talking about close to 20 grand, right? At the time, I don't know what it is now, but whatever. But anyway, that'll just show you some people's perspective. If this woman is a, I don't know, substitute math teacher, why does she care about the price of gold and the fluctuations of this and blah, blah? She don't care about that. Or if she does, let me rephrase that. She's not paying attention to that all the time, right? And how do I know this to be for sure? Because she told me. Because they had a box of Beanie Babies as well. And she was like, I was like, yeah, it was a whole box, like not a shoe box, like a box. And they were tagged in nice condition. Oh, these were our kids. I was like, listen, if I was you, I would look these up because some of them probably are worth nothing. But if you got all these bagged and tagged, one of these is worth something. I'm talking about original all the way up. They had in their driveway, we're talking about, you know, regular American 2-story houses, big driveway, two garages can fit, 2-car garage. Boom. She had the middle of the whole driveway was filled with boxes of Beanie Babies, right? So we're talking about 500, 700 Beanie Babies. If each one's just worth 10, what's that, 10 G's? I mean, 7 G's? So it's like, I don't know. Me, I'm going for it. I'm going for it any day. That's my spiel on it. I'll get into reselling more later. I mean, it's too complex, honestly. It's too complex to just drop it in one whatever. It's too complex to just explain it like in one whop. Because reselling, there's people, again, I've said this in prior videos, there's people who call reselling buying fake stuff from China and reselling it for more money, which technically it is reselling. I mean, but for me, when I say reselling, I mean mostly retail arbitrage, or like the same way with trading, finding inefficiencies in a niche in a market and buying it. If you know all these tools go on discount at Home Depot, and you know you can get Home Depot reward points, and your homie gets a military discount, and your homie works there, another one, now you got some motion. If you resell shoes, how I think is like this. First of all, I done bought courses on reselling shoes. That's how much I'll zero in on things when they make sense to me, right? When I see the inefficiency, when I see the money's there, boom. So you resell shoes, you get a job at DTLR or Foot Locker or Jimmy Jazz, you get your discount, you get your homie's discount at Foot Locker, whatever opposite one you work out, you get the clearance stuff before the public grabs it, the good stuff, and you resell it. Simple and plain. You'll always have the box, you always have the receipt, right? And let me drop the real sauce on you. The real sauce is like with something like shoes, or with let's say like Legos or Funko Pops. You just take it back if it doesn't go up in price. You either hold it or you take it back, because most of them places with a receipt, especially on like Jordan's releases and Yeezy releases, or you know, stuff that's one, they'll always take it back from you, right? They'll pretty much always, unless you burn that store out and they keep taking your ID. But even then, they'll just give you a gift card. You just buy the next drop. So you see how that chain of events just helps you increase the reselling, right? It's almost like if a farmer also, you know, grew his food for his animals, which obviously probably happens, right? Same type thing. And then them animals had babies and get nurtured with that food, and then, you know, defecate and make more grass and more food. So it just is the cycle of it. And with reselling, I like it because you literally can trade up to something, right? If you do Pokemon, you could trade up to a Pokemon card that's worth $500,000. There's Pokemon cards that's worth $1 million now, I believe, but you could trade up to that. You just keep going, keep trying to make a couple dollars on every move. Buy big lots, take the good cards out, grade them. You know what I mean? You keep going. But for that person, I would tell them also work at a card shop, because now you're a straight up card reseller. Have your site, have your eBay as well, your Amazon, jug off of Instagram, Facebook, offer up all these platforms that we didn't have back in the day, by the way, but it is what it is. So now it's like, boom, you're live. And then if you're working at the card shop, like some card shops will say, oh, we don't want this deal, but you can do the deal. They don't have, the margin's not big enough for them, but it's big enough for you. That's an efficiency. They might want to make 50% on the card, right? They buy it for 100, they want to make 150 minimum. You might be able to work a deal with that person and say, all right, you know what? I wanted to make 50%, I'll make 30%, I'll make the 130, and you'll be able to make that deal with them, whatever the case, right? So it is what it is. That's my spiel on reselling. You look out in these country towns, man, I've been in all of them, not all of them, but around, you know, wherever. Let's just say this, right? I don't want to reveal my drop so crazy, but southeast, northeast, you know what I mean? I'm sure West Coast too. All these country towns, these people with 18 four-wheelers, 6 Toyotas, and a brand new Honda Odyssey van, bro, they got stuff in that house they're willing to part ways with. They got yard sales all the time. They hit them flea markets. And I look at people around me, these grandmas, man, these people are worth money. These people have a net worth. They have careers. They just do stuff differently. But I say that to say, if you're willing to barter, be willing to barter. I look at the flea market. I've seen activity like that. I can compare it to the penny stock market, right? Like there's a guy, they call him dollar lot or box lot, buck lot or something like that. And he pops up with a van. This is no cap. He pops up with a van, right? Pulls the side door open, a kiddie van, right? Pulls the boxes out. He'll have them already ready. Say it's tools. He'll put like 3 tool boxes out there. Boom, boom, boom. All $1. And you can either pick through and grab an item for $1 or grab the whole thing for $1. But by the time it gets on the ground, it's like chickens. They all start pecking at it, right? So I asked my homie, he got a vintage shop. And I asked him one time, like after the market, I seen him there. Probably like a week or so later, I'm bringing him a piece of jersey and selling it to him, right? I'm like, bro, what was you doing at that Bulls van? Like, why were all y'all running up to the van and then da-da-da? And I seen him dropping the boxes, but I guess in my head, I'm like, so y'all gonna pick through these boxes? Mind you, they're like a shoebox. So it's like 5-10 people there. And there was like 30 people around his van surrounding him. Like he damn near needed a bouncer, bro. He's like, get it back, get it. And then he's just popping out with boxes, popping out boxes. So Bull told me, he's like, listen, The reason they do that is some of these people, he's saying the whole thing's $1. They might grab 2 screwdrivers and leave a box. And Bill might just, or whatever his name, Buck or whatever, he might just kick the box to the side like, I don't care, take it, give me $1. You know, so he's just flipping. For me, a lot of those people, they are going there to use those items. That's what I realized. They're not there to resell them. There's resellers there, like my friend, like me, like other people, a lot of them. But a lot of those people, they go there and buy lamps for their house. They go and buy light bulbs. I seen printer paper there. I seen fruit, bread, plants. They're going there buying stuff for their house. So I say that to say there's inefficiencies at those markets. I've seen boxes of watches. I got graded cards. I've got everything you can imagine. I just scooped some gold. I got gold other times. That's been my main thing more now. Like before, I feel like it wasn't that I wasn't looking for gold. If I'd have spotted it, I'd have grabbed it immediately. But I was more looking for shoes and like smaller stuff that I can get for so cheap and flip, which is it's a good joint, I get it. But like, let's compare that to stocks. Let's say box lot bill is them 15-cent stocks. Everybody's rushing to try to get in these certain areas. It's inefficiencies, it squeezes, it drops. But then you got Apple where you grab the right gold. You might not get it all the time. You might not get the best trade on Apple, but man, you talk about risk reward. It's literally the opposite, right? Penny stocks and Apple, in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion, not trading advice, not reselling advice, not financial advice. Do whatever you want, I don't care. What I'll say is though, you look at Apple or Google or the SPY, and you look at those trades on there compared to trading a volatile penny stock, it's 2 different worlds. So we'll leave it at that. I'll get back. I got videos to edit. The market's been on fire. We had TDIC went from like $0 to $35, $34 a share. It squeezed up, I think Wednesday afternoon it was, going into the market close. I'll try to pin a picture of that. I've been trading, but not really. Actually, I'll say this. I haven't really been trading, just little bits. Last week, I traded some on Friday. I posted a video on that. I've been watching the market, but, you know, just doing other things and getting ready to really go crazy. So let's go.